What's up, team? It was a great staff meeting today. It was fun to see the room full. Loved the laughter. Really loved the life change stories. It's always fun for me to capture a few notes and then pass that on to the board and just let them know that they're. And I think it's good for you and you to do that with your team, to just share some of the things that you heard and how exciting it is to see God at work in and through our church. That through each person, God is writing an incredible story here. And so take some time to savor that. Second, in the exec summary, you're going to see a little evaluation. We would love for your input on the Global Leadership Summit. I, along with about 15 other pastors and leaders across the United States, sit on the advisory council for the GLS. And so I will be having a phone call with David Ashcraft at some point, and it'll be fun to be able to present some of the feedback, who we as a staff liked, and what are some of the takeaways. Shouldn't take very long, but would love to get your input. This will also help us maybe see some themes of things that we can explore over this next year as a team. One of the things that we talked about at staff meeting is the upcoming groups season. As Lauren talked about, leading a group or being a part of a group and how valuable groups can be. I was just thinking of a couple of caveats. I know for me, my schedule is a little complicated. And so it may be helpful for some of you who the idea of leading a group seems like a big commitment. An idea would be for you to co-lead a group with someone that you're raising up in terms of leadership development, or somebody on your dream team. So it's like, hey, the two of us can do this together, and you can hand off leadership responsibilities back and forth. If you have to miss a week, you can miss a week because they're going to step in and help keep that group moving forward through the semester. And then the two of you it could be three of you. You could have a trifecta, a trinity of leaders. Don't confuse that with the Trinity, but a trinity of leaders investing in other people's lives. Sometimes it's just helpful to think a little differently rather than the traditional model of oh, I've got to lead a group and I got to add that to my responsibilities. Being a teammate with someone can be helpful. You could also come alongside of someone else and say, hey, I'll help you get started in leading a group, and I'll just be your backup. The more connection opportunities we have, the more opportunities for people to grow in their spiritual journey. And sometimes it takes a few semesters to build trust and for people to feel like they're ready to take a next step in what God has for them. I've seen that in my group, continue to see guys taking steps, and I'm thankful that I get an upfront seat for that kind of life change. So think about that. 24 days until we go to, this is Wednesday, so if you're not watching it on Wednesday, it's probably different, but 24 days until we go to 3 services. Exciting. I wasn't sure we would ever be adding services after COVID, and so to step into that is going to be exciting. I'll be curious. I mean, I used to do 5 services a weekend, so I'll be curious as to my energy level at the end of the weekend, but right now I'm anticipating it's going to be fun, and sure, there will be challenges and other things that we have to navigate. I did talk about that at staff meeting, that change is the event, but our role, we have the privilege of pastoring or leading people through the transition of that change. That transition means people are going to experience some endings that we have to be aware of and not be surprised by. Endings of Sunday routine, or seeing the same people at the service that they've always seen. All of those endings are going to create some turbulence in the lives of the people that we care about. And so as leaders, we want to absorb some of that chaos and care about it. We want to also, help be hopeful through that. There was a middle one that I'm forgetting. Absorb chaos, remain calm, and give hope. So what we don't want to do is get all caught up in all of that as well. If we can understand that some of the turbulence is normal, that's what happens in transition. Oh yeah, I see it, I care about that, it is going to be hard. In a few months, we'll be into a rhythm, and how can I help you with that? Let me check in with you as we care for people through that. I think that matters. And I think even now, getting our teams to pray about that, your dream team to care about that, be aware of that, I think is a way that we can set up our campuses for success. Which one of the things that I mentioned was a Craig Groeschel and Arthur Brooks podcast. I actually am including a link to that. And if you go to the 42-minute mark, there's a little chapter or section called The One Skill That Every Leader Must Have. If you listen to that 3 minutes, I think it's really valuable. And there he unpacks the importance of being a compassionate leader, not an empathetic leader. So I would love for you to take a minute, do that right now, and then let's just pray that God brings people, that we experience growth, but we're also able to lead and step into that season well as leaders who are excited and hope-filled and not like discouraged or overwhelmed or like, chaotic. And so will you do that right now? Can't wait to step into that with you this fall and see what God has for us. So thanks.